Hi, Terry here again. This morning I've been thinking about a role that I'm missing in our nation and the conversation that's going on. I'll call that role the convener. A convener, one who convenes people together to listen to all sides, seek to reach an agreement or so on. I'm thinking specifically, or let's say it's prompted, my thoughts are prompted by a lot of what I'm hearing regarding the pandemic. On one side, there are the people that are really pushing for or encouraging caution, keeping right now because of the pandemic, keeping things mostly shut down and emerging very carefully. And on the other side, there are people pulling almost like a tug of war toward opening more quickly. And it's like one side opposing the other. A lot of what the nation is hearing is from the experts, the medical experts and the researchers that are saying to open very slowly. So now there's a coalition being built up of doctors and experts that are saying, no, we should open more quickly. And again, it's this tug of war trying to offset one another. And I'm thinking how amazing it would be if there was somebody with the authority or the respect to convene regarding the pandemic, have those researchers that really do focus on the potential for the pandemic just spreading like crazy and having to shut our economy down again, a second wave, if you will. And there are others that are talking about, we need to get the economy going quickly. There are the psychologists that are talking about the necessity of opening things up more quickly, or at least bringing people together because of the emotional and the psychological toll of this shutdown. So there are all these different sides. There are the religious people that are saying, we're an essential. So you have all these different voices going on, but where is the convener? The one who brings all these folks, representatives of all the folks around a table, if you will, and listens to all of them or helps us hear all of them and see if we can find some way, the best way. I'm not sure if the term is to balance, but to synthesize all those voices and say, here's the way we go. And that's a big issue, the pandemic, huge issue. There are also smaller issues that happen in my life where I hear one person saying one thing, hear another person saying another thing, and it seems like there's so often tugs of war. And I recognize that it's pretty easy for me to grab one side too, just to say, oh, they're all wrong and this group is all right, and take a hold of that. But that doesn't help much either. Convene, trying to bring together different sides. And I'm not sure if we're all on the different sides so much as, I know we're tribal. We tend to be Republican or Democrat or pro this or anti that or pro science or anti science. I know we as people tend to be tribal, but really when it comes to it, aren't we all hopefully concerned for health, concerned for thriving as a nation together? Conveners. But then I thought too, since I don't see these conveners operating, including in a lot of news outlets and so on, which tend to go one way or the other, since I don't find a convener, how do I become a convener for myself? And that probably means not listening to just one side or just the other side and trying to filter out the antagonism that just ramps up my anxiety and my anger. How do I listen to the different voices, the different perspectives? And of course, a researcher is going to operate from the perspective of research. And a business person is going to be oriented from the perspective of a business person. And a politician, in today's political climate is going to operate from their perspective, their base, if you will. So I'm seeking to step back far enough to listen to different sides, and almost like an internal conversation, a table in my head of listening to different perspectives and trying to pull them together in a way that makes sense, at least for me. So do I listen to one side or the other? Do I favor one side or the other? I guess what I'm trying to come to is an answer of yes and no. Do I listen to one side versus the other? Well, yes, but no. I listen to one side, I listen to the other side. I listen to psychologists speak, I listen to religious leaders speak, I listen to Democrats, Republicans, researchers, those that are, it's a little harder, but seek to listen to those that are really frustrated and are just screaming out for personal liberty. Listen to their anger or their fear or where they're operating from, and then convene it myself. And fortunately, I have some people around me to talk through how I'm convening things, how I'm listening to things. The news outlets, let's say, that I'm listening to, which include like three or four, through the TV, and trying to read 4 or 5 news outlets each morning, listening to different sides and trying to not get wrapped up in the anger and the antagonism and choosing sides. Convene. I needed to learn to do that. For decades as a pastor, you talk to, say, couples that are having tensions. I always tried to convene, to have the couple in my office and to listen, and trying to encourage them to listen to each other. See if I could bring them into a situation where they can hear each other, hear themselves. Well, now it's a larger issue, and many little issues as well. So I encourage you, see if you can find the convener in your own heart, in your own being. And maybe you have some wonderful people around you that can help you do that are seeking to do the same thing. So let's be conveners. Let's seek to listen, empathize, move, listen to one side, another side, and then convene it together around a table and see how things come together. Maybe synthesize a solution that works for you. Maybe even have some influence in those around you. Have a great week. Talk to you next time.